Hello guys, here Jan for the new show, Mike Tyson. I'll be reacting to the fight of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a big event this Friday. I guess you all waited for this. Yeah, you couldn't have any patience for this kind of fight. It's a big one. It's a big one because basically um, the game here is basically to find out if Mike Tyson is still the god of box, despite his age and despite him being older. Does he still have his oldest style? Does he still are his punches still heavy? And this is what people want to see. And this will be an 8 round um fight. So there'll be 8 rounds, and so basically Jake Paul will be facing Mike Tyson in a couple of minutes. I'll be reacting to that, and basically my opinion is I know Jake Paul is a really, really good fighter. He has like a good potential, despite me believing that it isn't enough for him to win to this fight. But I still do think that he has many potential, and we can see from his rise from him since him fighting Deji up to now. I mean, he has made great accomplishments, and I think here as well we'll see a new Jake Paul. We'll see new techniques. We'll see strategy. I think, and he must, because if not, I think he might be in trouble. But I do still think Mike Tyson might end up winning. I don't think anyone might end up with a KO, because I know in any point Jake Paul finds that he's cooked, he'll end up grabbing Mike, and then when you see even the way each other, I mean their height, there's a difference in that Jake is a bit taller, so it might be an issue if Mike's trying to land like a big one, like something that can really uh, put in trouble Jake Paul. But that might be struggling because he's shorter, and yeah, and I think Mike Tyson will make a good one. He'll put his best to achieve great in this fight, but then ah, I still do think he might not get that chin. But hey, in a couple of seconds I'll be reacting to the first round. We'll be starting with the first round. Um, each other in their corner right now, and Jake Paul seems to be sure of him, and whereas Mike he seems a bit afraid. So here's the first round. Um, so yeah, I can see Jake is really impatient. It seems like he has like something to show. So here's start. So here, Mike is trying to, he's the one pressuring now. He's the one pressuring now. But then I think he does have to be a little bit careful though. Jake Paul has landed a big one. Okay. Oh, big one for Mike. Big one for Mike. And then I'm wondering how he does to, he's throwing big one, Mike. But then I'm wondering how he does. I mean, despite his age and everything, like he's giving everything. I mean, he still have this. It seems that he still have these big shots right now. And I was saying, then if Jake feel in trouble, I think he'll get the plan of grabbing Mike. Because Mike is really trying to come up heavily. We can see that he's trying to pressure. He's trying to pressure. He's pressuring right now. I think he's a lot more experienced, and then I like the way he's countering all those shots. He's trying to go forward, and then moving his head this and that in order to dodge the punches. I can see that, and then big punch for Jake, big punch for Jake. Yeah, yeah. I mean he has to be careful, but then I think in order for Jake to to if he wants to have a big opportunity here, I think he need to come up with something more than a jab. I think a jab might not be enough to fight against a big guy like Mike Tyson. But then I think he has to come with a big combination, a really big combination, and yeah, and I think this is the end of the first round. This is the end of the first one, but then the way it started is it was heavy. I mean, I can give this one um, to Mike, definitely. He came back with big punches. He was the one pressuring out Jake. He was the one bringing everything, and then Jake also had some few opportunities there, but I still do. I do think that the first round. I'll give the first one to Mike. I'll give the first one. So here's the second round. Here's the second, and it seems like Mike is not afraid at all. He's not afraid at all. And then the way I also like the way Jake is playing his game. Like he's trying to be a little bit, more careful. He's trying to get a new, like a big opportunity. But then the fact is, Jake has never fought. I mean, he has never won against a professional fighter. He has never he never did such a thing. But then, um, yeah. So he's trying to reach to his to Mike's stomach. He's um, no, he's trying to find an uppercut. I mean, and then mm, Mike's too. But then Mike is not, even though he's trying to pressure this and that, and he's playing good. I mean, his techniques are really efficient, but then it isn't fast as the old days. You know, yeah. And then so for right now, it seems that it's both of them are trying to be more strategic. They don't want to fight um being pressured. I don't think so. So and then I also like that each other they didn't there wasn't a lot of grabbing at all, and I'm kind of impressed. Like it seems like it's a really, really professional kind of fight. And then, and I can also say that Jake is really the person he thought that he was, and a professional one. Uh, so that's the end of the second round. We're about to attend the third round. But for what I can say, I'm really impressed for both guys, especially Jake, to put a great show. So he is not thinking about grabbing. He wanna come forward, and then that's what I like. So here's the third round. So Mike is still coming forward. He's still coming forward, and he's throwing big one. He's throwing big ones, um, and I'm kind of surprised Jake is not afraid at all. Like he's trying to. Oh, it seems like Mike is in trouble now. I mean, Jake is throwing big ones. Oh, and then like it seems like each time it's landing, like Mike is feeling it. Each time it's landing, Mike feels it. Oh, oh, oh. I think Mike is in trouble now. I think Mike is in trouble now. I mean, yeah, he feels a little bit weaker. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Maybe I'll be mistaken, but from what I'm seeing, each time Jake is throwing big ones, like Mike feels it. Yeah, and then he's not as fast as before, and you know, now he's a bit more, a little bit more predictable, and then he feels heavy, and he feels heavy, and then each time Jake Paul's punch lands, I mean, he can feel it. He can really feel it, and then I think Jake is trying to find for a big opportunity right there. But I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. But I mean, this third round, Mike did less better. I'll give the third round to Jake. I think Jake this time might come, really heavier. I think he might come with like big ones, really big ones. Because for the third round, what I saw, like Mike seemed a bit tired, and then each time Jake Paul landed big ones, like he seemed scared a bit. He seems confused, and um, um, but I'm impressed that he Jake didn't score yet like a knockdown. Because like the way I was seeing Mike, like it seemed like he was in real big trouble. So here's the fourth round. Here's the fourth round. So I think right now, I mean, he's trying to come up with something new, Mike, and you know he still know how to move his head, and how to counter like the punches that are coming for him. But I like the way Jake is really technical. Like he really believes in himself, and then he's trying to find out something. And then I I will be not impressed if Jake score like a knockdown, because like the way he's fighting right now, it seems like he's really handling the game. But then Mike seems to be a little bit more careful. You know, he still know how to jab this and that, but then I don't see him like throw a big one because as I said, it isn't fast as the old times. But then as he's an experienced fighter, like he's really experienced, like he's an old one. Uh, I think he might, try to adjust himself to this to any type of situation. He isn't coming forward as the first round. Um, but then I think there is a reason why Jake doesn't want to come like heavily because he thinks that even though Mike seems a little bit more tired, he might he doesn't want to um, get himself in like a big trouble. But then it seems like M- Mike is trying to be more careful right now. He's not trying to go for the finish because of what happened during the I think the third round. The third round, like the third one was really bad for him. So that's the end of the fourth round. Um, I mean, there wasn't much during the fourth round. There wasn't much. Each other, um, both of them were trying to be more careful, and I like the way Jake is, uh, trying to be more strategic. But for what I can say, I'm really impressed with Jake's work. I'm really really impressed. But then for right now, so this is the fifth round right now, and Mike is avoiding to take risk as the previous rounds. And then Mike is also throwing less punches. He's throwing less punches. He's more like he's more dodging. He's trying to dodge this, and he's trying to be careful. I think he's a bit afraid of what Jake did. I mean, because like, uh, but then at the end of the day, I mean, there is two more left. I think he has to come like he still have to try. Because he can't just be careful during all these rounds that are remaining because he might end up losing. He might end up losing. So and then the thing that is difficult is that each time Jake's trying to be more careful, he takes a big distance. Oh, I mean, I can also. So this is the end of the fifth round. So three more remaining. I mean, if Mike doesn't come with something big right now, and then if Jake's continue uh, what he's doing right now, like the way he's pressuring Mike and with throwing big ones, and then being really secured with himself, I mean, he might end up winning this one because for what it seems right now, M- M- Mike seems to be more scared and he's taking lesser risk and he has to fix that because if he doesn't, then Jake might, take advantage of that, and then end up winning this one. So let's see what happens during the sixth one right now. So here's the sixth round. I think Mike is struggling to, fight with big distances, going forward and reaching for big ones. He's really used of making like mainly uppercuts. But then for what I can see right now, I mean, um, he's trying to be more careful, this and that. But then uh, he, Jake is really taking advantage out of that, and and then each time like Jake is landing punches, like I mean, Mike feels it, and it's a big difference. But then, yeah, I mean, as he still stand like the way he's standing, I mean, I think Jake might win this fight. Like he's not taking any risk, and oh, so this is the end of the sixth one. Now, we'll be going now with the seventh one, and yeah, once again, I might give this one to Jake as well. So there is two more rounds. I mean, I think the two first rounds, I will give them to Mike. But then if Mike still, play the way he's doing, which is really not turning in his favor, because he's really in the in the defensive side. He's not really pressuring Jake at all anymore, and I think Jake might, end up winning if it still go this way. I mean, he might. Mike has to come with something new. He has to come with something new. I mean, and then he seems heavy, and then um, um, he seems heavy, and then he seems a bit more tired. Uh, Jake is he's really struggling him. I mean, he doesn't know he doesn't have any new plan. I mean, um, he's um, Jake has made like a big trap. I mean, he still knows how to dodge, but then um, I mean, I'm not seeing anything new right now from Mike. Oh yeah, I mean Jake is coming forward. Jake is really coming forward. He's really coming forward. I mean, I'm really, really impressed with Jake, the way he's fighting, and oh yeah. So this is the end of the seventh one. Uh, I mean, I think that's it, man. If Mike didn't do well, he didn't do well during these ones. I don't see him, you know, making anything new. I think this one that is coming, this next round that is coming, might go to Jake as well, because Jake has landed more punches. He had come forward, and then it really landed. Uh, it really landed, but then yeah, I mean, this is the final one, and I also think Jake might uh uh come trying to come now, because this is the end. I mean, he might try to come with, like, he might he might try to come and bring it all, but then if he knocks out Mike, I mean, this will be a big one. And then yeah, big punches. Yeah, big punches. He's coming with big ones. And then he's also trying to be more careful, because Jake still thinks that might still have some, mm, despite his being the one throwing more punches. But yeah, yeah. So we're about to end this eighth round, and I'm really, really impressed with Jake. The way he was, the way he was really sure of himself, the way he carried himself. It was really courageous about him. Wow. So this is the end of the eighth one, and I think Jake has made it. I think Jake has made it. I mean, he landed more punches. So no one has been KO'd or knocked down. But then I can also give big applause to Mike, because at least he wasn't he hasn't been knocked down. So it's a big one. And then this I mean, this was like a big show. And then I like the way it was like there were entertainment, people were feeling it. I mean, from the first to the end, Jake fought really, really well. I think Mike did also his best. And yeah, I mean, he fought really well. And this fight was good, really good, as it was entertained. Yeah, as it was entertained. I think Mike had some trouble adjusting with his cardio, and then he wasn't feeling well, especially during the third round. And then we can even see with the results, we can see the way Jake started. He's did he is with some trouble during the first and the second one, but then throughout the fight, I mean, um, throughout the fight, Jake, carried himself really well. He was the one going forward, and I think he I think he got that one, obviously, because when I see the scores and everything, the results are there. We all saw it, and yeah. So I think there'll be so we're about to see the official decision. Yeah, Jake Paul has got it. Whoa, whoa! Like like he was, people were saying like he will never do that. Um it was impossible, this and that. But then he showed basically the to everyone that he no he showed everyone, he proved everyone wrong. There were some work, like Jake has become like a professional fight right now. Like um he fought well. I mean, yeah, Mike is older. I mean, he has some health issues, this and that, but he did it, and he proved everyone wrong. Yeah. So please, guys, subscribe to this channel to support this one. Please tell me what you thought about this one, and see you next time for John Jones versus Tipe, which is a big one also.